In this video, I'm going to show you how to add simple animations that can really help engage your students as they are watching a particular video for your class. Now, in the last video, remember we looked at how to cut a section of video using the Command T or the Edit and Split at Playhead command in Camtasia, and we're going to be using that again today to add some simple animations. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag ahead on the timeline, and let's say at this point right here, I want my students to be able to see where I'm clicking on the screen. Now, it's a little bit hard to do if I just let the video play through, because it's very, very small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clip my playhead using my, I'll do it from the menu here, so we'll split the selection. And what this is going to allow me to do is change a portion of this blue area here that lets me zoom in on the screen. Now notice on the timeline, I'm selecting the background track, not my window. So this is the picture-in-picture, the one on top, and then this is the background. I want to make sure I'm on the background track. And I want to make this bigger. And a simple animation we can use if we go to the Animations menu is the Smart Focus, or the Smart Focus at Time. The Smart Focus is something that lays in animations by analyzing your video. I find that this is pretty good, but it's not always quite what I'm looking for, so I just do the Smart Focus at Time, and I'll click this and drag it to where I want it on the video. And now there's a couple things we need to look at, so let me zoom in on this real quick. It puts a small arrow down here. When the red is selected, this is after the transition has happened. If it's before the arrow, it's before the transition has happened. And you can see if we play this through that it puts a very small zoom in there. Now that's not quite the level that I need. So in order to change that, I'll click on the red area after the arrow, and I can go over here, remember the gear icon, I can click on that and I can change the scale of my video, and I'll zoom it in. And then all we need to do is recenter it on the screen so our students can see it. Now if we go back and play it, see it's back on the original size, we will click it and it zooms in nice and big so our students can see where we're clicking. So that's called the Smart Focus, and I use the one at time, and it lets me click and drag it where I want it to go. So now what happens as the video continues, now the screen doesn't fit what we needed to see anymore. An easy way to get it back to that full screen size is the restore animation, and the same idea. You take it and you click it and you drag it where you want it, and if you want to keep the screen large, you can click on the red portion and then still scale in. So what the animation looks like from start to finish is we zoom in, and then I'm talking, click on the link, and then it zooms back out to show the whole thing. So that's a very popular, very easy animation to use to help focus in on certain areas of the screen. Another animation that I use very frequently is the blank animation, and this is something that it changes the video in a particular method that you are describing. So the Smart Focus uses a zoom function, or a zoom feature. The fade in, fade out, it'll fade the screen in from black, or it'll fade it out to black. So there's a lot of pre-loaded animations. The blank one is if I need to move the screen or if I need to move a window out of the way, and it's a very simple, again, click and drag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to a portion. I want to be able to show the Google login, so I'm going to scroll back just a little bit before it, and I'm going to put a blank animation in here. And the way I do this is I always put the red dot on my playhead, because that's when it will be at its largest, or it'll move to where it needs to be. Now notice on this one I didn't cut the playhead. You don't have to cut it in order for these to work. So if you play this through, okay, if we watch the playhead go, you notice that nothing happens. That's because this is a blank animation. I haven't prescribed anything. I haven't put anything in there to happen. And so I'm going to take my scale and I'm going to zoom it up, and I'm going to scroll it over. So as the video plays through this time, just like the Smart Focus, it'll zoom in on that area of the screen. Now the blank animation can also let you move entire windows. So I'm going to do another animation on top of this one. So I'm going to put this in. We'll leave the plate in the same place, and I'm going to do this on my small picture. I'm going to take a blank animation, and we'll use the yellow lines that pop up to line everything up. And what I'm going to do is with my small window is I want this to, at the end of the animation, so again, if we watch it play through, okay, my big window zooms in, my small one hasn't done anything yet. I want this, after it's done, I want it to be up here. So let me show you what that looks like. So I gave it a starting and a stopping point, and I want it to scale up So I'll zoom in a little bit. So if we watch it, it moves and it expands. And then I'm also going to throw a little bit of rotation in there. So if we rotate it, I'll take this and rotate it a little bit, and it gives it kind of a 3D effect to the screen then. And the other thing I like to do under the video effects is I like to add a little bit of a shadow to it, and that helps put some, some three-dimensional aspect to it, a little bit of background. So the entire animation from start to finish, as we're playing through, it will zoom in and it will move my window and scale it a little bit off to the side. And then you can put in a call out or something on top of it, like, you can put an arrow in to say click here or something like that. So the blank animation is the one that I use the most frequently, just because it's so versatile. It does a lot of things. But when I first started, I would use that smart focus. So play with it a little bit, think about what you're showing and what you want your kids to see, and then pick an animation that suits your purpose.